All right, warriors, welcome back. We're going to do a breathing exercise. It's going to take 5 seconds. 5 seconds to get us to shift. And it's an exercise we can do right now while you're watching me, because hopefully you're not having to look over your shoulder, and you can kind of grasp the idea of what it is that 5 seconds feels like. Because when your back's against a wall and you have to make a decision on the spur of the moment, you could be catching yourself making the decisions later that's called consequence, because you made a decision on a temporary feeling. And what we're trying to do is save your ass from another shoulda, coulda, woulda. And look, it's going to come to you in baby steps now, so don't get so damn aggravated with yourself, because the first step is in recognizing it. Second step's catching yourself every now and again, right? And eventually, it's not even a thought. It's just something you do as a lifestyle. Kind of like you do walking, talking, chewing bubble gum, and breathing. But you first have to do it at least 3 times in a row. Then it becomes a gnarly ass habit. It's cool as shit, because now your new addiction is badass lifestyle changes. And look, you can't really trust yourself to believe that you're loving yourself completely if you're still addicted to wanting to be chosen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be understood, giving a shit about what other people think about you. You know your own report card. 5 seconds is going to get us to align ourselves as students without conviction, without personalizing everything, and taking golden nuggets to apply and saying, you know what? If this is the remedy, I've tried the wrong way so many times. What's it going to hurt to take 5 seconds for a breather, so that we don't take so much exhaustive energy and realizing later what we should have done? Go to our logical side. Go from feelings and emotions to logic. And then if the coast is clear and everything looks great, and the shit tests are passed, well then, let it tickle your fancy. So making badass decisions is all about. To call out the weak, subpar, incompetence, the short bus riders. Let's do this breathing exercise. Come on, y'all. Release slowly. Shake that shit off. Now look, some of y'all, let me help you with this. Do you really think that by seeking your healing from the one that abused you is going to be the remedy? Even if you thought that the liar, cheater, manipulator, gaslighter tried to poison you, drug you, set you up, do you think that that's really going to heal you? To even entertain what they have to say, do you think that's going to make any difference? Or to see them grovel at your feet, beg, is that going to make any difference? You see, warriors, the thing of it is, this is what I want you to understand. If I tell you a joke, a ha-ha joke, one of them gut busters, the first time you hear it, you're going to laugh your asses off. Some of y'all tell me you're over it. I'm over it, dude. Okay. If I tell you that same joke a second time, You kind of giggle a little, but you're still going to be like, well, I already know the punchline, right? The third time, it's just not as funny anymore. The fourth time, you stop me halfway through the joke because now it's annoying. Dude, really? 4 times? You going to tell me that damn joke? The first time you mourned the loss, the first time you buried your old self because you finally recognized the fact that you were being used, manipulated, the suspiros, I'll grant you that. You need to feel it to heal it. But after the 3rd or 4th time crying is like the 3rd or 4th time hearing the same joke, it should start to taper off and aggravate the shit out of you. New word, hasta luego. Hasta luego. See you later. Deuces. Hasta luego. Toodaloo. Hasta luego. Remember it. Hey, especially you folks over here in Canada and the United States. Because let something happen over there in the wilderness, in the woods. What's that place? That volcano? It's a big one. Well, anyway, if it erupts, man, we all gonna be rubbing elbows with Mexico, all of South America. So we got to brush up on some Spanglish. And I'm gonna tell you something. Don't go wandering off to any of the border towns. Don't do it. That's not an experience that's gonna get you drawn into the culture, if you will. That right there is a war zone. You need to go a little bit more deeperistis. You know what I'm saying? Hasta luego to the border towns. Hasta luego to the narcissists. Hasta luego to the red flags. Warriors, narcissists require the use of game. And let me tell you why. It's because they're obviously lacking in something. It's disingenuous to use game for attraction. Bottom line is, if game is being used and you're not attracting for the right reasons to choose from, which is what the stumbling block is for many, because now you're picking from the ones you want and you're pursuing that doesn't want you the same way, instead of stopping, take a breather, and realize it's best to pick from the ones that want you and pursue you. Those won't ever leave you. Narcissists want you stuck on chasing, not picking. It keeps you in that circle jerk of thinking lesser of yourself, rejected continuously, feeling lesser than, feeling used, undervalued, unappreciated, and unrecognized, keeping you in the pick me, see me, choose me. Warriors, everyone's trying the wrong way, and instead of fixing that picker, you're getting stuck with leftovers. Narcissists. Narcissists know better. They're grown asses, just like you and I. They know better. They choose now. They choose not to do better because they're expecting you, whether you're male or female, an incel, to bail them out. And let me give you an idea of what that is. so that we understand ignored remnants of the world, which is 80% of both men and women that are invisible. Incels hunger and thirst for attention, and they're so lonely they're willing to pay for even bad companionship, and they know full well they're being used, but it's better than nothing. And as long as there is a high population of incels, there will be a bailout for narcissists. You see, because remember, you have standards, you have boundaries. Narcissists have no rules, no boundaries, no standards. So their selection pool is endless. And with society's rotten relationships skills, there will be an overabundance of incels. These are people that are celibate. They claim by choice, but it's because it's forced. When you have lack of options and opportunities, you spend the rest of your life trying to be chosen. And yes, some narcissists end up in the arms of incels. Nobody else wants them, neither do you. So yeah, they serve a purpose. The thing of it is, they try to adorn themselves in a higher social class that they didn't qualify for. Once they take their humility pill, oh, look, it disgusts you to see what's in the harem closet. But to the narcissist reprobate mind, it's a transaction. Do you understand? It's a business deal. I only got to pretend I like it for 5 minutes. Maybe that one 10, maybe this one 15. Warriors, narcissists are always going to be disingenuous because it's an easier hustle. And in order to circumvent consequence, karma, that bad hand from making horrible choices, in desperation, they can't afford to turn down anyone interested in the transaction. That's their karma. To never be loved, to never understand and have gratitude for authenticity, to not know what it's like to not have to look over your shoulders and breathe, to be able to sleep at night without having to take a pill to knock your asses out, to keep you from waking up in the middle of the night, shadow boxing, or screaming, La Llorona. You never heard La Llorona? Oh, I'm fixing to blow your mind, because some of y'all heard it, didn't know what the hell it was. That's a narcissist fighting its demons at night. And that's a demon haunting its host for underperforming, for not finding them a suitable target. Well, you see, narcissists got a quota to meet. They're nothing more than a crash dummy for a lust demon. And many of them are going to try and transfer this over to you by playing pretend that it's more funeristus and hoping you fall for the fear of missing out on the yum yum, and ain't nothing but dum dum. Warriors, you went from survivor to warrior. Start believing what you see. And don't take for granted when someone tells you their truth, hidden in half-truths. Narcissists can't fake virtue for long. They'll play pretend, but eventually, the vava, the drool, ends up coming out. But they can't hide it. Their thirst is unquenchable. They'll pretend virtue. You never heard them? I'm not that kind of girl. Well, I'm not the kind of man. Reminds me of that joke, that I'm not that kind of girl. I think Joey Diaz told it. Said he picked up this chick, went to a hotel, and she says, I'm not that kind of girl, Joey. And Joey looks at her and says, well, what you mean? And she says, well, you know, I'm not that. But if you can guess the color of my panties, well, then maybe you can get you some. And he says, red. She said, green, but that's close enough. Warriors, they can't play virtue. They can't play pretend. But you know a new Spanish word or statement, don't you? Hasta luego. See ya. I wouldn't want to be ya. Warriors, you have integrity. The narcissist's greatest achievement to the one they serve is to dethrone you and to show it off to others and brag about it. See, I told you. All of them's the same. You shake that dirt off your ass. Learning how to wage war is not for everybody. Some of you, the greatest tactical maneuver is your silence and absence. Being on the front line isn't for everybody. Wear your asses out. But understand, you got so much more to lose in life than short bus riders. They got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. And they envy the fact that you even make poor look like fun. They tried to take from you what they thought would break you, and they actually done you a favor. They alleviated you of all the dead weight. Dumb and Dumber can't come with you. They got to have their own epiphany. You learned the hard way. You tried to force feed the good book by beating it into them, and it didn't work. Because talking sure as hell didn't. That's because hurt people hear conviction. People wanting to heal, listen. Warriors, I'm proud of you. Y'all are badasses. Through this growth, through this ascension, through this awareness, the first red flags I want you to always remember is this. Because the mass majority will always pull out the shame card, guilting, and insults. It's automatic. You're starting to see it more and more online on these channels because they've made the mistake of introducing alcohol into their podcasts. And you see, liquid confidence brings out that demon, and it starts to speak as the diplomat for the host. Can I get a what? Warriors, the hypocrisy's out there, and you understand it clearly. And you understand that people are lacking something if they're having to use game to attract. But understand too, you're tripping if you're falling for it. It's never goodbye, it's always until next time. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Namaste. So y'all, check this out. I went scuba diving yesterday, and I had an idea to weight me down, so I don't float off down the river with my scuba gear. And I had the GoPro, and I put rocks in my pocket. I thought this is gonna save me some money. I ain't got to worry about being weighted down. I put rocks in my pocket, and I'll sink to the bottom, and I'll just kind of do the crawl. For one, it didn't work, but I also realized that when you stand straight up, if you don't have your shorts cinched up with the rope tied into a knot like you do your shoelace, your shorts would just drop to your knees as you stand up. So that's not a good idea. So if y'all want to help me with my hobby, I'd appreciate it so much. I have the weight vest or the weight belt and some lead shot weight bags that go inside of it on my Amazon wish list. Thank y'all for your support. I appreciate it. More Chico adventures to come. It's never goodbye, warriors. It's always until next time. Namaste.
Jesse, what are you doing today?
We're gonna skydive today.
We're gonna
Leap of faith.
Leap of faith. Hey, that's what this is.
Doing it for the tribe, the warrior tribe.
Do you know how high we're going? Did they tell you?
14,500
Close. 14,500 feet, yep. And then we're going to be falling at...
a high rate of speed.
Very fast. We're going to be falling very fast. We're going to be falling at 120 miles an hour.
Sweet.
Have you ever gone that fast before?
No, I have not.
Okay, are you ready to go that fast?
I'm ready.
Okay.
We're going to do it today. You got my back.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get your face, but you know your TI will have your back.
All right.
What made you want to skydive? What brought you here today?
Facing fear.
Yeah? Are you afraid of heights?
Facing fear head on. No.
No.
I'm afraid of not trying new
Hey,
opportunities.
There you go.
I'm afraid of living in the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I'm not going to do it. Lead and live by example.
There you go. You heard it here first from Jesse. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
You know, honestly, I have no idea who won the sword fight, so I guess we'll have to call it a draw.
There you go. We'll have to do it again.
All right, when are you gonna get your license now?
I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. I'll be back.
Jesse, thank you for jumping with us to Skydive Lone Star. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
What an honor. Badass.